Have you ever wondered whether the people around you might not actually be people? Go ahead and circle the person you suspect. I'm not joking. This is a very serious question. There was a girl named Emma who once went to Miami with her best friend, Sophia. During the first few days, the two of them were having an amazing time together. But later, something happened that forced Emma to wonder whether the girl beside her was still the Sophia she had always known, or something else entirely. So what exactly happened? Today's story comes from a friend who said this was something her older sister personally experienced. For the sake of the story, we'll call her Emma. Emma and her best friend Sophia both came from well-off families, so they had plenty of free time and financial freedom. Whenever they had the chance, they loved traveling together, seeing beautiful places and trying good food. The time everything went wrong, Emma and Sophia met at the airport as usual and flew to Miami together, planning to stay there for a week. The moment they landed, they headed straight to the beach. They stayed there until almost dinner time before returning to the hotel to check in. Over the next few days, the two of them tried all kinds of local fruit. Emma said her favorite was the mangoes there. They were smooth, sweet, and absolutely delicious. Sophia, on the other hand, loved the coconuts. She insisted the coconuts in Miami were different, much sweeter and fresher than anywhere else. For those few days, they spent their time shopping, wandering around, and eating amazing food. Life felt busy, full, and happy. But as the old saying goes, happiness can turn into tragedy in an instant. Because what happened next turned every beautiful memory of that trip into the worst nightmare of Emma's life. It was Friday. Like the days before, they had spent the whole day out and were exhausted by the time they returned to the hotel that night. Up until then, everything had been completely normal. But then, while they were in the elevator, something strange happened. Since they were both girls, Emma and Sophia always shared a room whenever they traveled. This time was no different. Their room was on the 8th floor. But the moment they stepped into the elevator, Sophia pressed the button for the 12th floor. Emma looked at her in confusion. She thought Sophia must have pressed the wrong button. Before Emma even had a chance to ask, Sophia quietly said that she had a friend waiting for her on the 12th floor. Even then, Emma didn't think anything was wrong. Things like this happened all the time when they traveled. Sometimes they would arrive in a new city, open social media, and realize another friend happened to be there too. Then they would all go out together. Emma thought this would be the same. But the moment the elevator doors opened on the 12th floor, Emma froze. Aside from the faint light spilling out from the elevator itself, the entire 12th floor was pitch black. Before Emma could process what she was seeing, Sophia lowered her head and quietly said, "I have to go now." Then she suddenly ran out of the elevator. She moved unbelievably fast. Emma had never imagined that Sophia, who was usually so gentle and ladylike, could move with that kind of speed. Within seconds, she had disappeared into the darkness. Emma didn't have time to think. She immediately ran after her. But the second Emma stepped out of the elevator, the doors slammed shut behind her. Without the elevator light, the entire 12th floor was swallowed by darkness. Emma jumped in fear. She immediately turned around and pressed the elevator button over and over, shouting for it to come back. But for some reason, the elevator seemed completely dead. There was no response at all. Sophia didn't answer either. Emma was almost in tears. Then suddenly, somewhere not far away, she heard the sound of a chair crashing to the floor. At first, Emma thought Sophia had come back. She quickly turned on the flashlight on her phone and pointed it toward the direction of the sound. Everyone knows that a phone flashlight isn't very bright. In the weak beam of light, Emma could only barely make out a figure standing at the far end of the hallway. It was a woman wearing a red evening gown. No, She wasn't standing. She was floating. Emma instinctively tried to call Sophia's name, but it felt as if someone were gripping her throat. She couldn't make a sound. The terror hit her so hard that everything went black. When Emma opened her eyes again, it was the next morning. She was in a hospital bed. Beside her stood a hotel employee. The employee told her that a cleaning lady had found her lying unconscious outside the elevator on the 12th floor early that morning. When the elevator doors opened, the cleaner saw a body on the floor and was terrified. But Emma didn't care about any of that. "Where's Sophia?" she asked immediately. The employee looked confused. "Sophia? Who is Sophia?" "The girl who was staying with me," Emma said. "She came to the 12th floor with me last night." The employee's answer made Emma's blood run cold. He told her that the hotel staff had never seen anyone named Sophia. As far as they knew, Emma had been alone the entire time. Of course, Emma didn't believe him. She immediately grabbed her phone and called Sophia several times. No answer. Emma's first thought was that something terrible had happened to Sophia and that the hotel was lying to cover it up. Her mind filled with scenes from horror movies. But then she stopped. If the hotel really had done something and they wanted to cover it up, why would they leave her alive and take her to the hospital? The hotel employee seemed to notice Emma's suspicion, so he asked the front desk to pull up her check-in information. When Emma looked at the screen, she froze. Under number of guests, it clearly said 1. The employee told her that if she still didn't believe them, they could show her the security footage from the day she checked in. After a medical examination confirmed there was nothing seriously wrong with her, Emma returned to the hotel with the employee. Then they watched the footage. Emma completely lost her composure. The security camera showed that she had entered the hotel alone, checked in alone, and ridden the elevator to the 8th floor alone. Even stranger, in the footage, Emma kept turning to the empty space beside her and smiling, talking as if someone were standing there. Still unwilling to believe it, Emma asked to see the elevator footage from the previous night when she went to the 12th floor. The result was the same. There had only ever been one person in the elevator. Emma. And once again, she was talking to empty air. At that moment, Emma's mind went completely blank. Her whole body shook uncontrollably. How was this possible? Sophia had been with her the entire trip, hadn't she? Emma ran back to the hotel room in a panic, but there was no sign that anyone else had ever stayed there. None of Sophia's belongings were in the room. Emma grabbed her phone and called Sophia again. This time, someone answered. But before Emma could feel relieved, she heard Sophia's mother's voice on the other end of the line. And it was that phone call that finally confirmed the truth. Emma had come to Miami alone because Sophia had died in a car accident on the same day Emma flew to Miami. Emma said that after that, she didn't even remember how she left the hotel or how she got on the plane home. The entire time she felt like she was floating outside her own body. She attended Sophia's funeral a few days later. Even then, she still couldn't believe it. The same girl who had laughed beside her in Miami was now lying silently inside a cold coffin. Emma never told Sophia's family what happened in Miami because she didn't even know how to explain something like that. Emma said this happened 10 years ago when she was still a 20-year-old college student. Ever since that trip, she has never liked traveling anymore. She said she was truly terrified. Now, if she can stay home, she will. So what do you think happened to Emma in Miami? Was it Sophia's spirit? If it was, then why did she suddenly disappear on the 12th floor? I still can't figure it out.